just coming up for 8:30 a.m. and it has been raining almost consistently for about 14 hours. It's absolutely crazy. The tent's kept us dry inside, but condensation has built up on the outside, just outside of the inner and stuff. I wouldn't say everything's wet, but there's a lot of water around. You can probably hear the rain falling if I stop talking. I just got clothed and went outside quickly, and the visibility is absolutely terrible. We're basically inside a cloud. We're up at 2,300 feet, and we're in a giant wet cloud. So at the moment you can't see anything. Obviously sun hasn't risen yet either, with it only being just coming up to 8:30. We've still got at least another 15-20 minutes until sunrise. The way it's looking at the moment, I think it'll be unlikely that we'll go for the summit of Sić. Just visibility and wind speed as well is really high. I don't think it'd necessarily be the best idea today. We've also got quite a bit of ground we have to cover on our way back to where we need to camp tonight, so that we are in reasonable distance for the car for getting out of here. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. It's still raining, very wet, everything's pretty wet out there. We're still tucked up in the tent. Need to think about making coffee shortly, and then we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that with the sun it burns off some of this and we get some more visibility, but I don't know. Megan's been sleeping for about 14 hours.
I like to snooze.
Alright, I'll let you guys know what happens.
Morning world.
Morning.
I'm out of my sleeping bag after 14 hours of nap time.
Yeah, we're all packed up, well, pretty much packed up. You can see the tent's empty. There's Meg's bag is packed.
Some gaiters, my waterproof trousers.
Yeah, got mine packed right here. Just need to wash out the coffee cups and put boots on, gaiters on. Poles I've already put up outside. You can see the you can see the visibility. It's really good. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's actually better than it was earlier, but it's so bad. I think we're going to have to give Sić summit a miss. The wind's died down a little bit, but we've got quite a long way to go, and with this kind of visibility coming at it from this side as well, where I just don't know where we're supposed to actually get up it would be so hard. If it had been clear, I would have been really confident, but this is terrible visibility. So I think we're going to head back towards Glen. There's a Bothy, we think, just at the edge of one of the glens.
We saw it from our first night.
So hopefully we can go and find that for tonight and get warm and dry. Last night was an absolute pummeling. The tent did amazingly.
Yeah. Still
dry in here. I mean, the condensation, it's actually, well, the wind's helped them a little bit this morning now. It's actually dried off a little bit more. But yeah, nothing got soaked. I mean, it was actually okay. I was really surprised because it was coming down, and literally 14 hours of it.
It was just solid. It was an absolute onslaught of rain and wind.
At points it was coming down so heavy in the night again.
I was getting brutalised by this side of the tent. It kept whacking me.
And the tent was already wet when we put it up from the previous night, so it's done amazingly. The Scottish weather's given us a beating, but it's not too cold actually. It got down to 2 degrees. So really mild for this time of year, and now it's about 6 degrees at the moment. So yeah, we're just going to finish up last little bits and get going. All right, let's do this. We're packed up, everything's ready to go, just getting it all done. Tent's down, soaking wet, and we're heading off back towards Glen. Visibility continues to be pretty minimal. We're up at 2,000
2,300 feet. So we're going to try and sort of, rather than dropping down and having to come back up, because there's a whole nother mountain in between us and where we want to go, I'm going to try and see if we can contour a bit where we are-ish and come back around and then drop down the other side. We'll see. We've got time. This is our earliest start so far. Obviously with the sunrise only being at 8:47, you don't feel inspired to get up much earlier. But we're good, and we're ready. All right, into the fog, into the cloud. Pretty much a sheer drop down in front of us. It's been some really tough scrambling coming over from just below the summit of Shugnasheech, and then along the other mountain, which Gaelic name I've completely forgotten. But it's been really tough. We've been contouring because we need to come right the way around and drop back over towards the path that runs to Glen. But it's gotten really sheer. It started off not too bad, but it's gotten really sheer, and we just had to do some quite difficult scrambling up, down and over to get where we are. We need to kind of continue around, so I'm hoping it eases off at some point. Weather's obviously terrible, but not too cold, windy, very little visibility, and very, very wet overall.
I just had another snack.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Gets the heart pumping, but it's good stuff.
Really intense. Makes you feel very alive though, especially when you can only see about 20 metres ahead of you. You have no idea. There's supposed to be a really massive mountain down there, and there's definitely
one
up there. But you can't see
And
it.
it's pretty steep away in front of us. If I point down, you can't even see. It just drops away. You can kind of see the gradient there. Wow, intense. Right, we'll come back at you in a bit.
Whew, it's tough going on the side of the mountain. Although it's levelled out a little bit after we had a little snack, it's kind of gotten a little bit easier. There's been less scrambling and less directly down. Although now we've got what looks like a slip and slide, because this stuff is really wet and slippery. It's like mountain hay.
You can see it's pretty much
and you just falls away
straight down there, and back up behind us is straight up there into the clouds.
Visibility isn't great, but we're close to the path that we came in on, so we think it's just down here.
Yep.
So if we just go straight down on this side of the river, then we should meet that path, and that'll take us to the Bothy, hopefully, or at least in the vicinity of the
Yeah,
Bothy.
I'm pretty confident that at least the initial path we want is straight down on the right hand side of this little stream running down here off into the fog. But yeah, we're doing good. We're making good time. It is 20 to 1, so still plenty of sunlight left, although very little visibility to say there is any sunlight. But yeah, it's good. Wet, still dry inside. The waterproofs are doing really well on that front. Super happy with my jacket still, and these new Rab waterproof trousers that we've both been using. They are the what model?
Firewall.
They're really
amazing.
good.
I've been sitting on everything. My butt's dry, my legs are dry, my ankles are dry, my gaiters are working really well.
Yeah,
These
the
new gloves are awesome.
Christmas gift, the extremities gaiters.
Yeah.
Been rocking it.
Got my new gloves on. These, I can't remember what these Rab ones are called. I think they're like Storm something.
Storm Shield, something like that.
Something like that. But they've been really good. They've kept my hands really dry and warm. They're all fleece lined.
And your new pack's doing all right.
New pack's doing really well. Really comfy.
See, everything's pretty saturated at this point.
But I'm still dry on the inside.
Yeah, my hat's pretty wet. Yeah, I'm totally dry on the inside. I'm a super comfortable temperature. And most importantly, my favourite thing of all, my boots, that kept my feet completely warm and dry the whole time, like properly warm and dry. So happy. That makes me happy. Right.
What also makes me happy is the mountain socks.
Yeah.
They're like super thick and they have a little spongy padding bit on the bottom. The only thing that I really wish I had, but we didn't know we were going to come across Bothy's, was little down booties so that I could pad around in the down booties.
Yeah.
Keep my toes warm.
Next is talking about the smart wool mountaineering socks, the heavyweight mountaineering socks, and they're just amazing. They've got really thick padding and they keep your feet super warm. If you're wearing hiking boots, they also help you to just be comfortable all day walking. They're awesome. Anyway, enough gear talk, everything else. We need to get down what is quite a distance and we'll come back at you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
We've come down off of the mountains. We've descended nearly 2,000 feet and we've just dropped down. We're on a little path now and we're coming down to rejoin with the way that we came in from Glen, and you can see the Glen off in the distance, that big green mass, and we think there's a Bothy in there, so we're going to go and try and find that for a warmer night.
For a lovely snug night of sleep.
Yeah.
I think we've just come into the estate boundary line. There's like
I think we're in
something
Glen.
that once was a fence that is now just rusted posts to kind of give an idea of like, this is my land.
Yeah.
You can tell from all of the tracks where that little off-roady thing went.
That's where we came from. Way up
the
there. Up in the clouds. Way up there.
Visibility is amazing down here, comparative. Like, the fact that I can even see that way is crazy.
Excuse me. This is on the GoPro mic. Normally I use the little roadie mic, so I'm not sure how this audio is coming out. Apologies if it's not great. Hopefully it's okay. But I couldn't have the Rode mic on earlier because it was just too wet, as everything was wet.
Look how dry we are. Like,
yeah, I'm so warm, comfortable, which is absolutely awesome considering the weather we've had. It's wet underfoot, but my feet are dry. So we're going that way, joining up with the path and heading back. Got about 2 hours and 20 minutes of sunlight left, so we need to get a bit of distance done and then try and find where we're going. Let's do this. Let's do this.
da, 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 da.
That's what the bridge currently looks like for the crossing next to Glen, one of the main rivers that runs down out of the mountains, and it's really difficult to ford in most places. You can do it, we did it the other night, but it's running pretty freely at the moment. There's been a lot of rainfall, but the bridge is in a terrible state. Like, I'm going to take you and show you a little bit. I'll film it as we go across and we'll hopefully not fall in the river. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. Let's do this. Should I go first? Or you want to go first? Think you're good? Go, go, go. Hey, you're across. Yeah. We're still on our way towards this Bothy at the edge of the Glen, so we're making good time. I'll bring you back hopefully when we're there. Bye.
Favourite activity? Having a snack.
Megan's having a snack. We found the Bothy. Fingers crossed it actually is a Bothy, but we've been told that this one is at the edge of Glen, and we've come all the way down off the mountain right along the Glen. Made really good time overall. It's super wet. It's just been raining non-stop, and all of the water coming off the mountains means that every pathway is more like a stream than a pathway. But yeah, we've made good time. And then just down here on the edge of the Glen is a house which maybe just about make out. I'll show you when we get closer, but just down there, so we're gonna follow the river down here. There seems to be a little bridge cutting over, and then we're gonna track our way up. And it's 3:10, so we've got 37 minutes until sunset. Boom, we're winning. We'll see you down at the Bothy. Hopefully it is a Bothy, hopefully it's open, hopefully everything's good. This is the bridge that crosses over towards the Bothy. Not in great state at the moment. It's a fair chunk of water that is stretching over, so I'm grateful for it being here. Who's going first? Me?
I think it's your turn, isn't it?
Okay, I'll go first. Maybe we should have crossed this further up, you know? Walk where the beam is. Walk where the beam is, Maggies. On the side. There you go. You're good. You got it. You got it.
Oh, it's quite scary, isn't it?
There's part of you that feels like this is just going to break and I'm going to fall into the river and I'll be really wet.
There's a perfect makeshift hole in the middle of that. Right there. And there's a missing plank. It's a perfect shape for me to just fall through.
I was just pointing up that way because there's the Bothy. Alright, let's get there. Because that massive log is blocking everything basically.
Yeah. Still looks cool.
Sitting by the fire, relaxing. We got to the Bothy, we made it here. The name of the Bothy is, I have to look, Achul, and it's just on the edge of a glen in Glen. Yeah, perfect, really nice Bothy. It's got two separate rooms, one on this side and one on the other side. You go through that door. So yeah, through that door, and then there's another whole room with another fireplace. I guess you could sleep a load of people between the two sides. When it's light tomorrow, I'll do a proper walk around and show you the whole Bothy. Hopefully in beautiful sunshine and not terrible conditions like it has been all day. Loads of rain and low visibility fog, cloud, which it still is at the moment outside. So we'll see. I'm hoping it clears up, but you never know. I've got everything hanging out drying.
That's the tent. Hanging there. My gloves, which is probably the only other thing that you can make out. My shoes, which got absolutely soaking.
Yeah,
which wasn't their fault.
No, Meg's shoes did get wet, but we're walking through water pretty much the whole day, so it's kind of to be expected. We've got all bits and pieces. Not everything's ours over here. This is from the Bothy. But bits and bobs drying. We've had a 3-course meal. We had some mugshot starters, dehydrated meal mains, and then some chocolate. Made some coffee. I had some whiskey in my coffee. Meg's had amaretto liqueur. I've got a little bit more whiskey, and although it's only just about to go 8 o'clock, we'll probably be tucking up in bed in the not too distant future. It's been a tiring day, lots of scrambling, really heavy weather, heavy going. But yeah, it's our last night out. 4th night out. It's been awesome, absolutely brilliant experiences, as always with wild camping. This time we've interceded it with 2 Bothy nights, which is really cool. We don't normally do that, but we're well into it now. It's been awesome.
Yeah. It's our first Bothy stay, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll turn it around to you.
Between Sawleys and here, it's the first 2 Bothys that we've done. They're amazing. They're honestly amazing. I can't believe that there are just these free places that you can rock up and stay. And I love reading through the little Bothy books that are left here and other people's comments and the tracks and trails that they've all done and the mountains. In fact, the 3 gents and the 1 dog that we bumped into have written in this one, and they were the ones who told us about Sawleys and here. I don't think without their comments initially, without the conversation with them, they're the only 3 people that we've seen in the 4 days that we've been out here, and they told us about these 2 Bothys. I think it's somewhat fortuitous. I like it.
Must be fate. I've marked them on the GPS now. Both of them are saved as waypoints, so that's good. And it's been awesome exploring a new area, this part of the Knoydart Peninsula. There's so much more to see. Could spend weeks out here walking around, and obviously there's a lot of mountains that we really want to summit. The weather really got in the way on this time, but that's the way it goes sometimes. It's not an issue. It has been fantastic trip, just so relaxed as a human being, tired in the body, especially seeing as I had to cut wood when we got here for the fire, but just in the best possible way, feel relaxed and comfortable in yourself and all of those kind of good things. Anything to add, Meggies?
Not really. I'm just totally transfixed by the fire now. I've completely locked onto one little flame that's sticking out the side, and I'm just going to lose myself to the fire gods. Right, before I brush my teeth, get rid of my #dirt mouth, and then get into our little sleeping den. Might need to turn the lights.
Yeah. And that's the initial tour for tonight. Just wanted to catch up with everyone, but we'll come back tomorrow and show you properly around the Bothy before we head off back to the car. All right, love you and leave you. Have a good night.
That's the view that we've woken up to this morning. It is stunning. So this is I want to say it's our 4th day. I've completely lost track of time in the mountains. I know that it's our last day, so that's kind of sad. Feels so chilled out, so relaxed, and we have slept so much. It's been incredible. And as much as we haven't conquered the mountains that we wanted to conquer, we still had such a good time, and I can't wait to come back. In a way, I'm kind of glad that we haven't conquered them. They're going to be like our own little Moby Dick, and something for us to come back and achieve. Ladder Vein, and I keep calling it Sugar Quiche. I know it's not Sugar Quiche. We'll put it on the screen. But yeah, just wanted to give you a quick walk around of the Bothy that we stayed in. That's the name there, which I can't pronounce. Achuil. I'm going to have to get so much better at Gaelic words. It's lovely. You come in, see if we can get the light on for us, because it is a little bit dingy in here. But yeah, there's loads of stuff in here. It's great. We've got some super blunt tools, which Ben used to be fair, successfully cut up 2 bits of wood from this giant log here. There's a nice wool curtain to keep the wall in. This is the room that we didn't use, but you've got a fireplace over here, stack of chairs, sleeping area, lots of hooks on the walls, fire blankets, places to hang wet clothes, little window over here that you can see out of, and there were, not that you probably would have been able to see them, but there were deer grazing out there this morning, which was really nice to wake up to. Fire blanket, bucket of water to put fire out with. This is the room that we used. There's my head torch. Stag, skull, fireplace, tent poles, fishing rod, a few snacky bits up there. There's my poles, my bag, our bags, all of our stuff, everything. I like this side. I don't know if you can read that. It says free Wi-Fi. There's not free Wi-Fi. There's an anti-fascist thing up there, which is cool too. And then this switch that does nothing. If you can work out what that switch does and let us know, that'd be great. And then this is where we slept last night. There's one of of those reflecty thermic pads there. Little window that we can see out of. It's getting a little bit misted up with the rain, but there's the trees behind us. Sleeping pad for anyone who didn't bring one. Another wool blanket, some string. Yeah, absolutely lovely, quite frankly. I still can't get over the fact that these are here and they're available for people to use. It's just insane that it's just completely free, and there's an association, a charity that go around and tidy them up and make them all nice and get rid of all of the rubbish, and you can just come in here when you've been out in the mountains for a few days and dry off and hang your stuff up, and people will just leave nice little bits and pieces, like we've got some oatcakes and coffee and wet wipes and all the nice little things that are a bit of a luxury that you wouldn't really take with you if you're going out wild camping. You can drop down in here and it's a nice little refuge and burn a little fire, make some nice food, sleep in the dry, air a few things out. Like my boots were sodden, absolutely drenched from walking through the marshiness. You can't tell, but this whole flat bit along here before you get up into the mountains, all of this is just marsh. And I put my foot in and it went properly above my gaiters. It was like up to here, like almost at my knee. And my boots were disgusting when I took them off. My socks were rank. But I put them on this morning after having them by the fire. Fair enough, they are still damp, but they're not sodden, and I don't feel like I'm like, ugh, wet shoes. So yeah, this is amazing, basically. And I think when we eventually move up to Scotland, Ben and I will probably volunteer for the Mountain Bothy Association, the guys who come up and tidy these places up and keep them in good working order. It's such a nice thing. And we'll, next time when we're better prepared, we'll definitely bring a few bits down with us and leave stuff for campers, whether it's firelighters, some dry wood, kindling coal, all of that kind of stuff, just to... One of those really nice things when you turn up somewhere, like the guys who'd been here before us had left some wood in here to dry, which was lovely, and we were able to burn that without having to go back out into the cold and get more wood from the forest, which would have been absolutely soaking, but still. So yeah, it's back to the car. I think it's only about 2 miles or so back to where we parked, and then we're staying in a little Airbnb for a couple of nights in Fort Augustus before we head back down to Brighton. So is today New Year's Eve? Yeah, I think today is New Year's Eve. And then tomorrow's New Year's Day, and then on the 2nd we drive down and go back home. But we'll definitely be back for sure, and we're going to be walking through the Glen, so I'm sure we'll bring you back when we're walking through there, because I imagine the views will be amazing. The cloud was sitting beautifully on it yesterday. Anyway, I'm rambling, so awesome. We will catch up with you in a little bit.